In the beginning, I took some time to understand it because, it's an ensemble, काफी characters and layers हैं. But when I realized the way it all comes together by the end of the 8th episode,
इतने talented लोग involved हैं इस project में कि I would have played any part. I just wanted to be in this show.
I wouldn't deny that the competition everywhere is intense, but I personally just focus on what I want to do.
I couldn't ask for a better relationship of an actor-director. To be honest, he's not just a director to me. He's like a mentor to me.
Firstly, I love the trailer of Jugaadistan, and I really like the authenticity that both of you are bringing into it, along with the dynamics which you both share. Taaruk and Rukshar, or if I say Lucky and Ruhi, a huge welcome to ETimes, and we are so happy to have you joining with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Such a nice welcome.
I want to know from each of you, what made you guys say an absolute yes for the show, and what were your biggest takeaways from it? Starting with Rukshar.
What made me say yes to the show was definitely my character that had a lot of depth and a lot of layers and a great graph across 8 episodes. Definitely the directors, Aadhar and Akarsh, both of them have done such credible work in the past. Being a part of their show and getting the opportunity to being directed by them was another plus for sure. And again, like the cast is brilliant. I think everyone's been talking about that the cast is amazing. Different sort of actors, different characters, they're seen in roles which they've never seen them in before. So yes, that. And how I think each character plays a part in your story of your character in the show. Yeah. I think that connect I really, really liked. In the beginning, I took some time to understand it because, it's an ensemble, काफी characters and layers हैं. But when I realized the way it all comes together by the end of the 8th episode, that's something I was like, yes, this is like going to be a great, great thing to do.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Taaruk?
To be honest, I just thought that it was an incredibly gripping script. I was hooked when I read it. I literally couldn't put it down. Also, the people involved it's just one against the other. मतलब इतने talented लोग involved हैं इस project में कि I would have played any part. I just wanted to be in this show. तो मेरे लिए तो ऐसा था. Plus आकर्ष और आधार के साथ मतलब I just loved working with them. So I was looking forward to that as well. But yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. It was just a very easy sell, a yes from the moment go.
So, Rukshar, what was it about Ruhi that attracted you the most? How did it feel to get inside her headspace?
What I liked about Ruhi was that she's always been tried at least in her situations in her college, like to be very real. Even when I was in college as Ruksha, I could never try and be someone I'm not, because you have that peer pressure. You end up trying to be someone to just, be accepted in your group and, feel like you're a part of the circle. What I liked about her that she always, she held her own. She figured out a way. She made some right decisions, some wrong decisions, which obviously is a part of our college that we all make mistakes. Yeah. But what I really liked about her that even when she was conscious about the fact that she's doing something wrong, she always deep down connected back with herself to ask herself, is this the right thing to do or not? She had a lot of pressure for her goals and to achieve them. So she does end up doing things like you see in the trailer, which might not go down too well for her. And the way she picks herself up from it, the way she realizes, the way she stands up for herself, she breaks from that, that protective environment her parents have created. So just the way she's exploring herself through the show, and by the 8th episode, you end up seeing a girl that's gone through so much, but still has like her core essence which she has as her person Ruhi in place. So that I felt was really beautiful and charming about that character.
So Taaruk, how was it to become Lucky there? And since you have worked with Akarsh sir earlier, how do you reflect on the working relationship as an actor-director?
I mean, I couldn't ask for a better relationship of an actor-director. To be honest, he's not just a director to me. He's like a mentor to me. Like he's taught me almost everything I know, and being lucky for him was so much fun. Like it was, it was just, it's like between our previous show and this show,
Yeah.
it's like we were just shifted to a different new family, and we made a family of our own again, and it was just great. See, working with him is always a blast. The way he molded me into that character, he made it so easy for me to be that person.
You had
That,
a different look also for this
yeah,
role. Yeah.
I did, and just everything just came together very seamlessly. When you have directors like Akarsh and Adhar, they make it so easy for you that you know you don't even feel like you've really worked and you want to do that much extra. But that is what they
Yeah.
bring out in you. They bring out the best in a person, and it's just amazing. I don't have words to describe it. Like the whole thing, the whole experience with him, it's so collaborative. He lets you experiment with your own things. He hears every actor out. He's an actor's director.
Yeah.
He's like a performance is a pinnacle for him.
Okay.
So that's why he creates the moments he does, whether it's in his films, whether it's in his shows. He just knows how to do it. So it was very nice. It's been amazing. I have no complaints.
So, as Jugaadistan is altogether a different world, and in the trailer, as they say, जहाँ पैसा and politics सब चलता है लेकिन सिर्फ जुगाड़ से. I want to know from each of you, was there any such thing in your real lives too where you thrived in only with jugaad? In school life or be it in college?
Yes, certainly. I think I'm sure both of us have. And I think in my life, it would probably be sometimes when I probably not. These two, you could call your parents and they ask them to take you midway from school and college to me, but school that feeling well and all that.
Yeah.
So I used to sometimes marrow that jugaad to, like, if I've not done something which needs to be submitted after lunch. So by break only, I used to be like the tiffin break that you call it. Be like,
yeah,
feeling well, I want to go home. And I used to escape it. Like that jugaad I've done. And sometimes I've been perfect. Not sometimes, quite often I've been perfectly okay.
Okay. What about you, Taaruk?
मैंने 2-3 अपने दोस्तों का नंबर देके अपने पेरेंट्स से बात कराई है, मतलब टीचर को.
I'm gonna cut this part because if my parents watch this, I'll be in trouble.
But it's okay. Now they look at
सुनो अकेले थोड़ी फंसोगे, हम सब साथ में ही फंसेंगे यार.
So, Rukshar, one can also say that this is your web debut, and since you have been a prominent face in the South industry, are there challenges, and how do you assess your craft among your contemporaries who are also switching the medium?
I'm just glad, I think, and thankful that the gap between industries, calling it Telugu industry, calling it Malayalam, Hindi, that has to a large extent got bridged. I'm happy about that when we talk about it, like everyone's been starting to talk about it as Indian cinema, not this region and this language. What I really admire about my contemporaries is that the balance that they create, because honestly, speaking of myself, doing a Hindi show or a Hindi film, I'm very well versed with the language. I feel like I own it much more. But when it comes down to a language where obviously I've learned it and picked it up in the course of time, but not as much as I'm comfortable with the languages we speak here. So that's a challenge, and I really respect my contemporaries who take up that challenge as well and own this film space in the South, in Hindi here as well, and just look at it as pure acting and good stories now. So if you ask me, I feel we're like it's great that everyone's switching languages and doing different kind of content. In fact, even OTT has started coming up so much in the South now. But overall, when you see it now, you're watching it at the comfort of your home. You never think like it's just platforms. It is not practically South Picture. Obviously, because of the language, but I think that doesn't make any difference. Yes, I wouldn't deny that the competition everywhere is intense, but I personally just focus on what I want to do. And when I see a role that I feel has really, grabbed my attention and is so good. I think I learned from it, be it senior actors, be it my contemporaries. Because at the end of it, you just want to make your craft better. You want to make sure you always do better than what you've done before. And that's how I look at them. I don't look at it like, competition. I think even if it is, I think it's a healthy competition. So that always keeps you on the edge to not get comfortable and always do better as an actor for yourself.
So Taaruk, you have explored every medium of entertainment and you have dabbled in music, web shows and content creating in general. And I really love your voice. I have heard Sukoon. It's one of my favorite tracks. Also,
I just want to Taaruk, just saying.
Thank you.
So, now with the amount of shows and competitions, what is your approach towards enhancing your craft and finding a place for yourself in the industry?
To be honest, my approach to enhancing my craft is doing more work. That has always been my approach, because as you work more, you learn more and you learn from different people. And I don't think you can learn things from yourself. You need to learn from others. And as long as you pick up the right things from the right people, I think you'll be fine and we'll be fine. Of course, I constantly try to find a balance between my music and my acting, because I love both. And now I have started to figure that out. So it's a much better balance now. But yeah, I've enjoyed every bit of it. I don't think I regret or want to change anything or how it's happened, even though I've done from hosting reality TV to YouTube content to comedy sketches to film to OTT. I mean, I don't see mediums as I don't differentiate between them, because as an entertainer, you want to entertain wherever.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see a difference. Whatever you're on, whether it's theater, on a stage, whether it's singing, the bottom line is that your audience should be entertained. And as long as I can do that anywhere, I will do it.
You also have a very strong social media presence. And, having said that, how do you hold yourself together and not get affected by the negativity and the uncalled trolling that happens there?
Me?
Yeah.
I actually don't get that much negativity, thankfully. I hope this doesn't change. But yes, social media is a tough place. I'll be very honest with you. When things aren't going your way, it is a tough place to be, because social media पे सिर्फ अच्छी चीजें दिखती हैं, बुरी चीजें नहीं दिखती। मतलब अगर किसी की भी लाइफ में देखोगे, आपको सिर्फ उनका खाना, उनकी छुट्टी, उनकी शादी और उनका बच्चा दिखेगा और कुछ नहीं। So, उनकी disappointments, उनकी regular चीजें नहीं दिखेंगी आपको. So it can be very overwhelming for a person who's maybe not going through the best time, or has a different kind of life structure at that moment, because everything is in your face and those create the expectations for your own life. And so it's very easy to get swayed, and hota hai, mujhe bhi hota hai. It's very easy to get swayed by everything and get affected and get insecure and get bothered and overthink. But I think you should just realize that it's social media.
Exactly.
So I think I've constantly tried to do that, and I've constantly tried to live in the real world rather than on social media, even though social media is a great place for content and great place for information sometimes. But I think you just need to tell yourself that you have to live in the real world.
So thank you so much, Taaruk and Rukshar, for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you, and I'm really looking forward to the show. All the best, and please keep shining.
Thank you so much. And please watch Jugaadistan on 4th of March on Lionsgate Play. Please.
Definitely. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye, Aditi. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.